Hello everyone, my name is Chloe and today I am here with a brand new video. Welcome to Brunette Bibliophile, where I post bookish videos and writing content. Today I am here with episode 4 of my book writing series, and episode 3 was about a year ago, so I think it is well past time that I update you guys on what I have been doing with my current works in progress. A lot has happened in the past year in my writing world, so let's briefly talk about that. Since the last time I talked to you guys, I have actually written and completed draft 1 of a novella. Originally this novella was set to be a full novel, but I realized that for the story I was trying to tell, it was better suited for a novella because I didn't have enough content to make a full-length book. And that ended up being my project in the fall because I realized I already had about half of the novella written when I decided it was going to be a novella and not a novel. So about the end of October, I rushed to get that done before YALLFest. So I think I gave myself 2 weeks, and I ended with a 10.8 thousand word novella that is a Little Mermaid retelling set in the same universe as my Cinderella retelling. But it's very subtle. Like, I know they're set in the same universe, but that's about it. So that's the main thing that I did writing-wise since the last time I talked to you all about writing. One of the main things I've been trying to do in the past couple of months is create a writing habit. I found myself wanting to write, but I was not creating that daily habit of writing. So I was actually working really hard to do that, especially because I was working on draft 4 of my Cinderella retelling, which I think is finally getting somewhere. So I actually have a motivator of every time I finished editing a chapter, I would give myself a smiley face sticker, and I was shocked at how motivating that is, because when I looked across the past couple of months, I had used the stickers previously when I was working on other things. I kind of switch them up where it's like, okay, if you write a whole chapter, you get a sticker. If you edit a whole chapter, you get a sticker. It depends on what I'm working on. They were a huge motivator, especially in April when I was doing Camp NaNoWriMo and wanting to finish draft 4. There were a couple of double sticker days, which was great. There was one day that was a triple sticker day, which was crazy. But it was so amazing to just look back on the days and the weeks and see that I had gotten a goal done. And part of that was creating that writing habit that I really needed. So talking more about draft 4, this was going to be a big edit for me because I really needed to work on the showing and not telling thing and making sure there were more descriptors. And the main thing I needed to work on was the beginning and middle of the story, because the ending, I have gotten good notes that it doesn't really need a lot of work. That being said, I worked on the whole thing. Originally, I had started printing it and I was doing hand edits, but they were going so slow, and I realized it was because I wasn't having a good time with it. So I scrapped those and I ended up doing edits on the computer and just working through the whole thing, which is a huge motivator for me as well. And I found that things were going much faster. I did add in a new scene as well to kind of help with a plot point that I had kind of briefly been thinking on. And in the end, I took away about 2,500 words, so I'm below 60,000 again. And I'm not sure if I can get it back up, but I think it was for the better. I also added in a ton of dialogue and fixed another plot line that just wasn't really working. Now, the downside of fixing that plot point is I'm probably going to have to rework my working title because I'm not sure it works anymore, but that'll be a problem for future Chloe to worry about. So currently draft 4 is completely done. I finished it a couple of days before the end of April, and I've actually been taking a little bit of a break from writing right now. For about 2 weeks, I've kind of just been sitting and trying to figure out what my next project will be. So in my yearly writing plan, I have decided that for the third quarter of the year, I would like to draft a completely new book, but I have no idea what that's going to be yet. Well, I kind of have an idea what it's going to be. I haven't really fleshed it out yet. I keep a note on my phone of all these different book ideas that I have, and I let my friends look at it, I looked through it, I let my husband look at it, and I finally decided what I was going to work on. So now it's just a matter of actually fleshing it out. I do have my next writers group coming up later this week, so hopefully that'll be a good time for me to start working on that. I just kind of have a rough idea of what I would like to do. And this one is not going to be a fantasy, and it's not going to be a retelling. It is going to be a rom-com, an adult rom-com that I'm still kind of working on. I did get inspiration from real life, not from me, but from a story that I heard, which I think is a great way to get inspiration, and I'm really excited to see where I can go with this. After I have that fleshed out and outlined, it will just be a matter of writing draft 1, and that'll probably be my project for the rest of the year. I'll aim to have draft 1 done within the 3rd quarter of the year, but it's totally okay if it goes through the end of the year. And that is all I really have to update you guys on for my writing. I'm hoping to have an update sooner rather than later, probably around the 3rd quarter for you guys. We'll see how the draft 1 is going. For now, I'm putting Cinderella Story on the back burner just to kind of take a little breather from it. I'm super excited to get back to it when the time comes, but right now I am letting beta readers read it. That is all I have for you all today. It's a brief update, but an update nonetheless. Let me know in the comments below if you guys are working on anything or if you have any tips and tricks for moving throughout the editing process. But that is all I have for you all today, so thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it. As always, if you like what you see here, please go ahead and click subscribe. I post new videos every week, so click subscribe so you can be updated for when I post those. And I will see you all in my next one. Bye!
In the darkness, I don't feel so cold. The ashes fall like rain, and somehow we're okay. A story drifts between shadows and smoke.